Warren Buffett. How much wealth does he really have? And why did he step back after 60 years? Imagine. A man who once sold newspapers as a child, sold popcorn, sold cold drinks outside ball games. That same man is now the face of one of the world's most influential companies. A man whose smallest decision can shake stock markets across the globe. And suddenly, when that very man says, "I will no longer make daily decisions," why wouldn't the world fall silent? Why wouldn't investors panic? And why wouldn't history ask, is this the end of the legend? Or just the beginning of a new chapter? This is the story of Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha. The man who redefined how the world thinks about money through patience, discipline, and unmatched intelligence. Today, we will not just understand how much wealth he truly holds, but also why after 60 years he stepped back from daily command, whose hands the company is now in, what the future of Berkshire is, and why Buffett remains so simple despite being unimaginably wealthy. When you hear the name Warren Buffett, you automatically imagine luxury, skyscrapers, oceanside villas, private islands. But this story is the opposite. Buffett's success is extraordinary. Yet his life is unbelievably simple. The empire he built didn't come only from business genius. It came from patience, long-term thinking, and incredible discipline. And that is why Berkshire Hathaway practically ran on Buffett's mind for 6 decades. But now, he has stepped away from daily decision-making. This wasn't just a corporate announcement. It was a turning point in history. So the question arises, who now holds Berkshire's command? The answer is Greg Abel. And this wasn't a sudden choice. Greg Abel has been handling Berkshire's non-insurance businesses for years, energy, manufacturing, utilities, all under his leadership. He's calm, not aggressive, grounded, not showy, and most importantly, he understands Buffett's vision and lives by his philosophy. That's why the market may have gotten emotional. But it did not panic, because everyone knows Berkshire isn't going into the hands of a new captain. It is going to someone who has long been ready to take charge. Berkshire Hathaway today is a massive empire worth nearly $900 billion. This is not a startup. This is not a company built on gambles. It is a strong tree whose roots go very deep. Buffett himself says that the company has now become so big that no new deal can dramatically change its direction. Big opportunities are rare, competition is global. And in such times, a leadership transition is a sign of maturity, not weakness. But has Buffett disappeared now? Absolutely not. He is still the chairman. He will still provide guidance. The only difference is that operational control is now in Greg Abel's hands, meaning Buffett hasn't stepped away. He has simply handed the steering wheel to a capable driver while still sitting in the same car. And the world knows. As long as Buffett is in that car, the direction won't go wrong. Now let's talk about the company he practically shaped with his own thinking. Berkshire Hathaway was once a struggling textile mill, an old factory, a fading business model, and not much of a future. But Buffett didn't just see it as a business. He turned it into a platform. The float from the insurance business, the money collected as premiums that is eventually paid out as claims, he turned that into investment fuel. And that very fuel became the oxygen of Berkshire's empire. Buffett invested in railways. He invested in power companies. He invested in consumer products, Coca-Cola, Apple, American Express, BNSF Railway. These are not just investments. They are monuments to Berkshire's philosophy. He always said, never buy a business you don't understand. And he lived by that principle. Now let's answer the question everyone wonders the most. How rich is Warren Buffett? The answer is astonishing. His total wealth is estimated to be around $148 billion. It's not a fixed number. It keeps changing with time. But one thing is certain, he has always remained among the world's richest people. The most interesting part is that almost all his wealth is not tied to a luxurious lifestyle, but invested in Berkshire Hathaway shares. This wealth is not just a number, it is the result of a philosophy. And another remarkable thing, Buffett is known not only for earning money, but for giving it away. He has donated over $60 billion so far. He is one of the biggest champions of Bill Gates' giving pledge. He says, "Money has no utility for me beyond a point. It belongs back to society." And perhaps this very thinking is what made him not a slave to money, but its true master. But when millions of people think of Buffett as the richest genius, the story of his home truly touches the heart. In 1958, he bought a house in Omaha for just $31,500. Today, he's a billionaire, one of the most powerful figures in the world. But the house is still the same. The same quiet neighborhood, the same simple gate, the same old address. No palace, no crazy luxury villa. He says, "This house is the best investment of my life." Not in money, but in happiness. The world is still amazed by his simplicity. For years he used a flip phone. He did buy a private jet, but named it unjustifiable expense. Meaning, even when he indulged in luxury, he still felt the need to justify it to himself. When his daughter was born, he turned a dresser drawer into a crib. For his second child, he borrowed a crib. Where else will you find a billionaire like that? His idea of fun? Alcohol parties? Royal holidays? Flashy events? No. Buffett plays cards. He plays golf. He plays the ukulele. And not just one, he owns more than 20 ukuleles. He spends around 8 hours a week playing cards. But his real addiction is reading. He says, "I read 80% of my day." By the age of 10, he had read almost every investment-related book in the Omaha Public Library. He says, "The more you learn, the more you earn." Maybe this philosophy is what truly set him apart from everyone else. Now the question is, what was the magic behind such massive success? Luck? Timing? No. Discipline. Buffett has a rare gift: the ability to make clear decisions even in uncertainty. He stays away from noise. Whether the market crashes, recession hits, or a global crisis unfolds, Buffett doesn't panic. Patience is his armor. Wisdom is his strength. He says, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful." And this mindset made him the most unshakable mountain of the market. He never accepted unnecessary complexity. He never bought a business he couldn't understand. He never invested just because something was trendy. Buffett always says, investing is simple, but not easy. And he proved to the world that you don't need to be glamorous to be extraordinary. You just need to be committed.
If our video has taught you something new, do not forget to like and share this video so that this information can reach others as well. Your likes and shares are a source of inspiration for us. If you have any questions or suggestions, please let us know in the comments. It will be our honor to answer your questions and listen to suggestions. And yes, if you like our content, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you stay connected with every new story. Thank you. GRT Business YouTube channel sources: news from various news agencies, opinion polls and other public sources. We try to ensure that every report and summary is accurate and verified, but we are not responsible for any dispute or error. Our aim is only to provide you with accurate information.